Should we speak in a language before we're ready? That's the subject today. It comes up all the time. People are afraid, they're intimidated, they know that they speak with mistakes or with a poor accent, so they don't speak.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
And of course, you know that I'm very much into input. I believe that you can continue to build yourself up, get used to the language, develop comprehension skills, acquire a passive vocabulary. All of this is making you better prepared for speaking. But there comes a point when you have accumulated a lot of words and you've done a lot of listening, and at some point you have to jump in and get wet. And this was very much my situation with Polish. 8 years ago, I did 3 months of Polish, and then I didn't do anything. And 2 months prior to going to Poland, I spent a lot of time listening to and reading Polish. Probably my comprehension ability and certainly my vocabulary in Polish grew. I learned more new words during this 2-month period than I had forgotten over the past 8 years. But probably my speaking ability was better 8 years ago. Why? Because I spoke more. 8 years ago, I had, I don't know how many online sessions during a 3-month period with my Polish tutor. And typically in languages where the alphabet is the Latin alphabet or it's a familiar alphabet, after a month or so, 6 weeks, with the mini stories, I feel I'm ready to start to struggle in the language. And if I speak 2-3 times a week, the more you speak, the better you get. As I always say, to speak well, you have to speak a lot. So if you look back at my video that I did 8 years ago, I don't speak so bad. I don't speak well, but relative to the amount of time I put in, it wasn't all that bad. This time, traveling with my wife in Poland, I had the odd semi-conversation with a taxi driver or flight attendants on the airplane on lot coming over. Not very successful. And then all of a sudden, I was put in a situation where I was going to have an interview in Polish. And I'm going to show you this video. At the end of this video, you can see me speaking in Polish. And you can also follow a link to Easy Polish, where the whole interview was put up. And you will see comments from people that are mostly somewhat critical of my Polish, saying that it's kind of a mixture of Polish, Czech, Ukrainian, and Russian, which is true. People saying that Steve doesn't speak any languages, he's always all over the internet pretending to be a polyglot. A variety of negative comments. Others are encouraging. But the point is, I knew going in that I was not going to speak very well in Polish. However, it was still, from my perspective, a very positive experience. I actually communicated. If you follow the video, it's a bit painful, but throw in some English and various other Slavic languages, I do my best. But we are communicating. The person interviewing me understands what I'm saying. I understand what she's saying most of the time. So there is communication. If I were to do that, say, night after night in Poland, or frequently, or 3 times a week, online, my speaking ability would improve a lot because I have this background of passive vocabulary. But the fact that I'm going to make mistakes, the fact that I'm somewhat, I would say intimidated by the prospect of being interviewed in Polish when I know I'm not going to do well, didn't prevent me from doing it. And I'm glad I did it. So the initial question is, should we speak before we're ready? Well, the answer is, you're never ready. We are never as good in the language as we would like to be, if the objective is to perform well. But if the objective is to communicate, like I'm in a situation, it's going to be in Polish, we have to communicate, I communicate. I grab whatever I have, whatever I can remember of Polish, whatever comes to my mind that's in a Slavic language, I throw in the odd English word, and we communicate. And what I hear from her is pure, relevant, high resonance content, so that it's a very good experience. So, and I'll leave you the video. You can have a look yourselves and you can send all the critical comments you want, but I don't mind, because even if I spend another 6 months working on my Polish, improving my Polish, it'll still not be as good as I would like it to be. I think in language learning, we're never quite as good as we would like to be, and yet we still have to go there and use the language. So my answer is, should we speak before we're ready? Yes, because we're never really ready. But we should nevertheless, try to prepare as much as we can, focusing on our input activities. So there you have it. Speak when you feel like it. Bye for now.
A jak zazwyczaj uczysz się języków obcych?
Przede wszystkim każde jutro rano posłucham czas, że przygotuję śniadanie, słucham.
A czego słuchasz? Audiobooków?
Audiobook
podcastów?
należy od poziomu. Jeśli zaczynam, potrzebno słuchać rzeczy, proste rzeczy, na przykład mini stories w LinkedIn. Po kilku miesiącach zaczynam szukać w internecie, szukać podcasty, szukać audioknigi, ale zawsze mnie potrzebno tekst, transkrypcja. Dorośli nie chcą, how do you say, daje się look foolish.
Nie chcą się wygłupić.
Wygłupić. Nie chcą, they don't want to look like children. Ja jestem dorosły, okay. Po moim
Chcę być poważny, żeby ludzie
po moim język inteligentny człowiek. Kiedy mówię po drugi drugim językiem, nie jestem inteligentny człowiek.
A jak sobie poradzić z tą barierą w głowie, żeby tak nie myśleć?
Dzieci, nieważne. Ja jestem dzieci. So.
Wszystko jedno.
Ludzie, z którym mówisz, rozumie, wystarczy, tak?
Czyli trzeba przestać tak myśleć, że ludzie, do których mówimy, nas oceniają?
No, oceniają, choć chcą komunikować. Dlatego dla mnie rozumienie więc ważne niż mówione. Jeśli ja Ciebie rozumiem, I'm happy. I'm not afraid. Nie bawię się. Nie boję się. And jeśli mam trudności mówić, you will forgive me.
Oczywiście, że tak.